Hey, Jules Plus Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. Hey, people, there is so much going on in the world right now. Major announcements from things like, let's just say, Supreme Court justices. But on top of all of that, I have my own news. I made it, friends. 1 year. 1 year today. Clean eating, binge-free, yay God. Oh, God, I'm just taking it in. Got my little 1 year chip, which of course I purchased for myself. And for those of you out there who did purchase the chips, I pray they came. I am so happy. These chips have really served me. My next chip, though, isn't for 6 months. The next chip they make is 18 months. I may just use this +1, +2, +3 to keep myself, encouraged. But no matter what, an authentic 1 year chip. I had been abstinent, completely clean and abstinent years ago, for about 4.5 years. And after that, it was just, faltering. I've lost and gained weight, so many times in my adult life. It's crazy. And I'm just so happy to have authentic proof for myself. Nobody else is measuring or monitoring. It's for myself. That I know I did something for a year, that I didn't eat any packaged junk food, that I didn't have just a bite of this or sort of some of that or white knuckled it for a few days. No, 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 no. I give this up. Freely the Banana Girl, and you can find her, and she's the frugivore diet as well. She promised me that if I dared to eat enough of God's food, and I always reference it as God's food, enough fruit and vegetables in abundance, enough a whole grain, whether it was rice or potato or whatever in abundance, that I would have no desire to binge. And I just told her, you don't know me very well because I don't need a reason to binge. I'm good at it and I've been doing it my whole life. And I will tell you, practically from day one, I had no desire. Like all those voices that I purchased my little monkey for, my little, glass beads, all the strategies to stop binging. As soon as I was eating enough, I had no desire. And it was incredible. What an incredible year. Because I had a very difficult year. And I think especially mid-year when I just got insane asthma and had to be on antibiotics. I could say chose, but I really had to if I wanted to live. I had to be on antibiotics for nearly 2 months, and I took steroids like prednisone for over 2 months. And that was detrimental, let's be fair, to my microbiome, which I had been working on building. So to have to be in that situation where I was literally every night begging for breath, doing all my treatments, and I'm still having small episodes, but nothing like that, where I literally wondered if I was going to live. So bad. And I didn't really understand it because I wasn't eating a bunch of toxic waste, right? So before, I knew that I was essentially poisoning my lungs from the inside out from the foods I was eating, but that wasn't the case. So I'm so grateful that I had been eating healthy for months because I started a year ago, July. So I've been eating healthy for months before that hit because I would have been in even a far worse situation, And that's the beauty of eating right. Life is still going to happen every day, but you're going to be far more prepared, right, to conquer it. And I was so grateful for that. And I was just thinking, like, some things were amazing. Being able to go in the teacher's lounge, being able to go to parties, being able to go to restaurants that used to trigger me, and just have genuinely no desire to eat off my plan, that was amazing. So amazing. Being able to go to the movie theaters and not buy any junk at all. Just enjoy a movie. Hooey whatty? Right? All of those things were such a tremendous blessing this past year. In terms of just releasing weight, not so much. My body has absolutely changed, right? Like, I can tell if you think that you have billions of cells and God is literally restoring me a cell at a time, because I had just so completely abused myself once again. And I'm proclaiming to the universe that that is absolutely the last time. That was absolutely the last time. But for like 18 months, I just, vegan, but you can be junk food vegan. And man, I went for broke and it was so sad. I was just in a food coma and I was just in survival mode. I think I was just really bitter. I was on the bitter bus because life had asked me to do something that I didn't want to. And in my little rebellion, my childlike rebellion, I punished myself with food. Ugh, so sorry. So no, I only dropped like 15 pounds. And for what I weigh, I should be able to drop 15 pounds a month. Like, what's the deal? And in fact, if you go and see testimonials for like Raw Till 4, testimonials for, raw vegan, or even any of them, plant-based vegan, forks over knives. I mean, there's so many. And these people are like, oh my gosh, I lost like 1,600 pounds and I only weighed 140 to begin with. Or, I lost 90 pounds in 4 days. I mean, they are real testimonials for those people. They are. But it wasn't my story. Why would that be true? Well, part of it is because my body absolutely lost any faith in me. And I'm not even going to play the age card because a ton of people even older than me have successfully dropped weight very quickly. I'm going to have to say it's because my body wasn't going to trust that I wasn't going to go back to my nonsense right away. And that's fair. That is fair. So I believe this second year, and I kind of gave myself a 2.5 year window to let my weight go, that this second year is going to be the year of the actual weight loss. So the first year I was kind of gentle with myself. I was so busy just getting back into proper eating, making sure that I was preparing my meals every day, recording, absolutely, and chronometer every single day. I do prefer 80-10-10, so 80% carbs, but the good kind, right? Like I said, everything to do with the grains, with the fruits, with the vegetables, the healthy carbs from God, right? 10% fat and 10% protein. And all fruits and vegetables have carbs, fat, and protein in them automatically. And so I recorded that, and what was incredible was though most days I hit the mark, some days I was a little higher in fat, some days I was a little higher in protein, some days I was a little lower in carbs. But by the end of the week, I hit 80-10-10 every time. And by the end of the month, I hit 80-10-10 every single time. So that was an incredible, you're going to hear my dogs barking because people, of course, are already doing fireworks when they're totally illegal in the high desert, but like, who cares, right? But anyway, so if you're hearing my dogs, that's what's up. So I recorded that. I was successful with all of that. The promise was, if your macros are in line, if your fat is 10% or less, you will let that weight go. So I have to presume that it really is God just mending my body, and that this time when I release the weight, it really will be for the rest of my life going forward. And I am going to hold on to that promise. I really am. Because they say the fat you eat is the fat you wear. And that if you're not eating excess fat, your body knows exactly what to do with God's food, where to put it, how to process it. And that weight will be released. The other thing is, if you remember, I was driving 100 miles a day to work. And you know how they'll say like sitting for an hour is like equal to 4 cigarettes or something? And I was driving, an average of 2 hours and 10 or 20 minutes a day. So that will not be my case. By God's grace, I got a closer job. It's only 20 miles instead of 50 each way. And I believe that that will make a difference as well. I am stepping up my exercise, but again, I have to be really gentle with myself. I want to hold my coin up again because I'm so excited to have it. I have to be gentle with myself because I've done like bulimia, bulimorexia. Anyway, where you exercise to keep the weight off, like uncontrollably exercise, done it. Fingers down my throat, done it. Starvation, done it. I don't want to do any of the games anymore. And I had told God that. I'm like, you know what, Father? I just want to honor you by eating your food, and I want you to honor me by releasing this weight. And so I feel like we have a pact. I really do. And I feel like it's coming. So stick around for the miracles, friends. I'm all in. Today is day 1 of year 2. And I absolutely ate right. I recorded my chronometer. I, did all the things. And I awarded myself this 1 year, which I'm so happy to have. And I'm just going to keep going. Oh, I know you were noticing, Jules, did you cut your hair? I did. I did, because it's really harsh up here in the high desert. The wind is not to be believed. And it was kind of like breaking my hair. Like, it's not worth having long hair if it's not long and healthy and lovely. So I negotiated with the girl, and we cut off a fair amount, about 4 inches. And, it's fine hair. But it's good hair, and I'm happy to maintain it that way. I also got my eyebrows done. What up? I usually lose half a pound when I take off my eyebrows. People would do anything to have as much eyebrow as I have. And I've joked that I've been willing to donate, to people in need, but no one's taken me up on it yet. Anyway, I'm exhausted. I sound exhausted in a good way, because I just finished teaching summer school. And so I'm going to finally have a month of summer before I start school again on the 31st. So I literally get 30 days off. And you know what? That's okay. I'm one of those people who needs to stay focused. I need to be engaged. So I don't mind doing summer school. But the other thing is, I wanted the money because we're doing some things this summer that requires more money. And 2 things that totally kicked my butt. 1, I don't get paid in August because of the way these districts work. So I had to figure out how to pay myself for August. And 2, I had to pay $2,350 for medical insurance because I did opt to do a COBRA for 2 months. It's 2 months. And if you're somebody who's followed me, especially for years, you kind of know my track record of how my husband jokes that I should be in bubble wrap at all times because, I have a tendency. And my sisters are like, why do you fall all the time? Like, have you gotten your brain checked for that? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, most people aren't going to fall when they're working in a cubicle. I work in real life with a ton of kids, and I am totally in life. And we got a 5th horse that we rescued. Are you kidding me? Plus, of course, our 4 dogs. Our precious bird went to heaven. But, we're rocking it with 9 animals. And, of course, our pig, our beautiful pig. And so, I engage in life. I'm always hustling and stuff happens. And so for that reason, let alone my husband and all that seems to happen to him, we needed to say yes to Cobra. So God is good. He's providing. I am thrilled to still be on my way. And I just encourage you guys to no end, if you haven't started yet, eat abundantly God's food. It's low in fat naturally, high in nutrients naturally. Get in your greens. Use healthy fats if you choose. But you don't need much, right? 1 tablespoon of chia, 1 tablespoon of flax, maybe half of an avocado. You don't need a ton, but get in those healthy plant-based fats and let me know of your success. If you haven't started, let's do month 1 together. Year 2, month 1. Who's in? I'd love to know in the comments below. So like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. And until we talk again, news on the street, Jules made it to a year. And best of all, know that you're blessed.